Okay, hello, welcome back. I am going to try and do my Schooler challenge for January. So the Schooler box is back. In a previous video I unboxed it all, but now it's time to start using the supplies. So, here's the box again. Schooler zine, supplies, paper, and the challenge, and the previous lot. Okay, so challenge, creature comforts. Now I've got an idea for this based on the featured artist, and in the Schooler zine it's got about caricatures. So I am going to try and use something similar to what I've done before to do a caricature of my dog. Okay, so I've done one previously, not great. That's him. Spam of the dog. You could just watch for that. But yeah, I'm going to try and recreate this, warm it up a bit, maybe a scarf, maybe not, we'll see how we go. But first, I want to have a go with the materials on their own. So this is the paper, mixed media, smooth, A5, brilliant, 10 sheets. I've taken a couple of sheets out. So one will be for the work, one is to test the supplies. Because I find it easier than working in the book most of the time. Okay. Quick reminder, this is the pencil, Faber-Castell H. Yeah, pretty reasonable. Their pencils are good. I normally use a H, B or an F of theirs. Fine liner, Micron Pigma 12. Remember, it had the really chunky nib. Oh, there's just something really satisfying about that. With the chat. And then we had these. The Caran d'Eco brush in the 4 colours. So we had the red, bright orange, canary yellow, and then henna, which is a brown. And that's the reason I've gone for the dog, because he's brown. So let's start with this. So they've got like the brush nib, which is interesting. I've not really got a lot of experience with paint markers, so let's just see how we go. I mean, they feel nice to use, but yeah. And canary yellow. Bright orange, that's me. So it's quite easy to kind of change the thickness, which is good to know. And finally, red. Yep, they're all nice. And the paper is just so sturdy that there's not even a chance that it's going to go through. So this is acrylic permanent ink. Okay, so let's get started on the dog and our creature comforts prompts. Okay, so I'm going to start with the pencil, sketch out a rough kind of drawing. Now, I'm not sure how well you're going to see this because I'm going to try and not press too hard, but we shall see. So the thing with caricature is that it's all about exaggeration. Not the easiest, not something I've had a lot of experience of. So you see like on my previous one, the nose is bigger, the eyes are more puffed out, and his ears are bigger. I mean, that's the cuteness I'm dealing with. But this was all in pencil before, so we will see what we do. Let's make that nose big, because he's a Springer Spaniel, and they're all about smell. So see, I've got his mouth down turned in there. I'm actually gonna rub that out. Yeah, I've got a Derwent Soft Eraser with me, which I tend to use. If I'm doing details, then I use the Tombow Mono Zero, which is really good. I would advise anyone to get that if you're into sketching. Not sponsored, though. Tombow, if you're listening, I do really like it. I am gonna make that into a smile, because he's a happy chap, and he's meant to be comfortable, so. Right, let's put an eye in. I'm not too worried about where the lines are going, because I'm going to be going over this with the paint markers and the fine liner. I can always rub out lines. Right. I think I need to bring that eye a bit further forward. It's kind of weird talking to you all while I'm doing this, because I kind of talk to myself, but it's a bit of a new thing for me. So if I go quiet, I apologise. Right, get some kind of basis for his markings in there. So that'll be darker, because he is dark brown. We just put a loose kind of ear shape in. We've got another ear, and that's kind of where his neck, so that's kind of body. So I want to put a kind of scarf in, so this here is going to cover it, and then that Bramble, you would never catch him wearing a scarf. I put him in one once. He absolutely gave me the look of displeasure. Right. So that's like the basic outline. I'm going to try and use the markers as much as possible to bring it out. Starting with the henna, because he is brown. I think I'm going to start up here, kind of map out a bit of the bases for his colouring. It's kind of white still around the mouth. Now he's got really curly ears, and he is very muddy in that picture actually. I had not noticed that before. It's not an unusual thing for him, but markers aren't my favourite kind of thing to use. I find them a little bit scary because it's so permanent. I'm trying not to be afraid to leave some kind of white behind, so I can keep the curliness of his ears. And again, it's a caricature, so bigger is better, really. Exaggeration. I do feel kind of like I'm not getting as much paint as I should. But that could be me. Yeah, if I press a bit harder, I get a bit more. Having not used anything like this before, it's all a learning curve. But as I always say, we're always learning. That is the former teacherness in me. That'll do for the moment. This is just going to be kind of quick, so I'm going to put a bit more solid in here. Press a bit harder. It does seem a bit patchy. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. His eyes are all brown across the top. I'll bring it out with the fine liner afterwards, so it really kind of pops. But yeah. Right, I have got more pictures of him here because I wanted to get a bit of a better kind of shape on it. And we may be invaded by a cat in a minute, so see, puppy Bramble, and him in his fluffy goodness, glory. Okay. So now it's all about the spots around his nose, and that's the better picture for them. So I'm going to try and add that in. He's more solid around the actual nose. Now, in Spaniel clubs, these spots are known as naughty spots, and the more a Spaniel has, the naughtier they're meant to be. And blimey, he is naughty. You've got kind of a bit there. We've got that big brown nose. And he also has brown eyes. There's a lot of brown on there, so the henna is pretty good. Right, I'm going to now put his scarf on and then come back to put in more fur and stuff on. So this is where the other colours come in. I'm going to start with the red. Bring it out down there, nice little scarf. add in some of the canary yellow. They kind of blend in a bit, which, you know, I'm not that worried about. Yeah, so you kind of get the orange. But if I go back over it, it seems to cover it back. I don't know if it's only merging because they're still quite wet, and it's paint, isn't it? So it takes longer than ink to dry. Almost looks like he's got a Gryffindor scarf on. My dog would not be a Gryffindor. He is not brave enough to be a Gryffindor. He would be your Hufflepuff. I'm Hufflepuff as well. So, you know, I'm not bothered. Okay. See the back of the scarf. Okay, so back to the head. Kind of finish off his fur around that bit. He's quite white around this bit, just with lots of spots. So I can do that quite roughly. I'll put some more curls on his ears. I think what I need to do is go around with the fine liner, and that'll really bring out the features. I'm going to do that, and I can always add in more colour. I do love the chunkiness. Just up around here. Big smile. Again, it's caricature, so we've got to exaggerate a bit. I'm not too bothered if I'm going over colour. So I've done that. I don't like that. I'm wondering if the paint will cover up the fine liner. Yeah, it does. Woo. That's good to know. Take that out. It's not perfect, but right. I want the eyes. We've got the iris, and we've got big pupil. And he kind of has eyelashes, so we'll put those on. I realise I'm making my dog look really goofy. And the other eye. More eyelashes. And then nose. Hope you can still see this. I have to turn the paper. Big nostrils. I realise I'm getting some shadows over this, so I apologise. I will keep coming back so you can have a look. Keep the curliness of the ear, but I need to make the edges stand out. And that's the scarf, so that's smooth. That is the ear covering the scarf, so that can be curly. adding some final end there to bring it out. And kind of put his body in. Find the ears a bit more. Okay, going back to the heather. Because there's too much white showing through here for my liking. Oh. Doesn't really matter if I go over the edge because I've got my mat underneath, so spots on his chin as well. Okay, so he's got his scarf. Let's see, is there anything else we can add to make him comfortable? I could put a hat on him, couldn't I? I don't know. Maybe use the orange and put... Actually, I'm not. Less is more as well with caricature. It's very simplistic, but very big, exaggerated features. So, like, his ears are bigger. His eyes aren't as big as maybe they should be. Nose is big because, you know, he's a Springer. He's a sniffer dog. So yeah, that's him as a caricature. Actually, I'm pretty pleased with that as my creature comforts. So I'm just going to line that down there. Always sign your work, even if you're not successful, like me. You never know. And I think that is it for my Schooler challenge of creature comforts. So you can obviously all follow me at Lockdown Art and Beyond. I will post a picture of this up on there. Probably at the same time that I post the video. Obviously like, subscribe, share. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, still working on Twitter. Will probably forever be working on Twitter. Yeah, so that is another video done. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.